Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is Jake Reed's number...
Bee sting dick.
Bee sting dick?
It's a bee sting on your dick.
Ooh, is that a true story?
No, actually, I've never had a bee sting dick. However, I had a pond when I was growing up in Michigan, and we had put fishies in there. And one time I was swimming, and it wasn't swim trunks, so I didn't have like the net. It was just like basketball shorts or something. I was swimming.
Sure.
And a bluegill, and if anyone knows anything about bluegill, they know they have teeth. It bit the tip of my dick.
Did it take anything with it? Are you like?
I'm full tipped.
Oh.
They're tiny fish. It's not like a big deal, but it was surprising. And I had a little bite mark on my dick, which made masturbating hard because I was like 13, and it was, we were going at that point.
That story would be better if you tell it in the future as if you were not circumcised pre this happening and afterwards.
Wow.
It's basically
nice foreskin off?
Yeah.
If only I could find a picture of a mangled dick that looked like a bluegill had chewed on it, and then I could just tell people that's my dick.
Oh, I can get you a picture of a mangled dick.
Oh, I know. But
sure.
We'll wait that out.
Anyway, so yes, today I'm here to read your comments, and Jake is here to respond to them, not an aptly named show. First comment comes from Twitter, from Moth Queen. First tweet, my mom keeps asking me stuff like, do you believe in the Bible, God? Do you love God, Jesus? And I say yes, but it's a lie. Continuing. And she's also telling people I'm a strict Republican like her, and I'm surely not. And I just keep my mouth shut or lie. And I'm sick of it. I want to say no to all of it, but if I do, she'll beat me till I'm near death, take everything away from me, kick me out knowing I have no one to take me in, and I don't know what to do. My mental state is getting worse each time, constant anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts or tendencies, and paranoia, all because of this stupidity. It's ruined me. I just want to be okay. I'm a mess. Thank you, Mom, Religion, Republicans. That's okay. I'll just pretend everything is okay. I know it's a long thread, but if there's any advice, please help me. Wow, that escalated so quickly. I was not expecting this.
Don't worry about it. This is why we start here.
Okay.
I reversed it. We start at the climax, and then everything is downhill. But this person actually genuinely has a real question, which is weird for us. So I figured that we would answer. I talked to her a little bit on Twitter, but briefly I was busy. So I'm going to answer more at length right now. You should not do anything that would put you in danger. You should not open your mouth and say things that apparently she will beat you. That's not cool. That's fucking crazy. That's fucked up. Also, if she is abusing you in any way, I would definitely consider having someone like CPS. I don't know how old you are. Anyone, if you're an adult even, and she just beats you, then the police need to get involved. Someone needs to get involved if she's physically hurting you all the time. If it's just the threat of physical violence due to this, most police stations and CPS won't probably do anything unless you have physical marks. But don't provoke her in order to get that, because I don't want you to get hurt or killed. So just if it's not safe for you, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever, don't do that. Instead, come to videos like ours or around the internet. There's plenty of people, Reddit, Twitter even, like you were on. I'm sure Tumblr has places to vent as well. Talk to people that are like you, even if you can't talk to them face to face. It will help, I promise.
Yeah.
As soon as you can, though, I would find a place to be. Whether it's you gotta wait until you can get a job. Again, no idea how old you are. You could be 12. You could be 20. But you have to find a place, even if it's a friend's house. Or someone you trust, grandparents, anyone. It's obviously gotten far past any point where it should have gone, and you need to get out. Also, I would never peg you for a Republican, for the record, because that would be horrible. You would be a horrible, horrible person. Kidding.
Yeah, seriously. I was just gonna say, here come our Republican fans going, "Hey,
yeah, fuck it." No, but seriously, just seriously, be okay, even if you have to stay with other Republicans. That's totally fine. just don't do anything that would put you in harm's way. Seriously, and there's a lot of resources online. American Atheists, Secular Students Alliance. The FFRF probably can't help you in this situation because it's not really a church v. state thing. But they may have people that know of resources. So stuff like that. Again, just use the resources online to figure out what's best. Also, there is a Reddit group called Atheist Havens, and it's geared towards younger people. It's just our Atheist Havens, no space. And if you need something that let people know your area, and people will help you. It's actually quite active. There's 3,000 readers. So it's not huge, but there's enough. And just looking down the thing, there's tons of people. So just try it out. Worst case scenario, you don't get an answer that you need, but best case scenario, you find a place to be. So our Atheist Havens is a good place, and maybe from there you'll find other resources. Also, the Richard Dawkins Foundation is what sent me here, so maybe they have some resources too. So
sure. The Lisp. Ghost questions back on. All right, hypothetically, if they existed, would you fuck a ghost?
Obviously, we flipped the script pretty quick here. Yes, I would fuck a ghost. Obviously, you don't... Okay, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you're in a haunted house, of course, right?
Yeah.
You're doing your seance or whatever weird shit people do, and suddenly a ghost appears. And the ghost, pretty attractive, not like a 10, but certainly not like a 3, comes up to you and is like, hey, I'm doing ghost things. Would you like to fuck? This is consensual. It's a ghost. Okay? Decent looking. Are you passing this chance up? Because there's 2 negatives to passing it up. Number 1 is you got to tell your friends you didn't fuck a ghost when you had the opportunity. Number 2 is, what if they're a vengeful ghost and just needed a good dicking or vagging, and now you won't fuck them, and now they haunt you forever? You got to think this stuff through.
I gotta agree, but only because I make every decision I've ever made based on what I've seen Dan Aykroyd do.
Yeah, he got a blowjob.
Yeah. Trantor29, this is from Ask Hugo, you're poaching my questions.
I'm like a fucking, you're like elephant, and I'm an African poacher.
The weird thing, I was gonna go for, the guy from Jumanji, who was also plays Alan's dad.
That guy, yes.
Please, God, just write in Bernie's name if it comes to it. Fuck her. This is in relation to the upcoming general election in the United States for president, and we were talking about Bernie probably losing the nomination based on Hillary being so far ahead and what we're going to do if it comes down to Hillary v. Trump.
Right, and we said that we would vote Hillary because it's not Trump. I understand the sentiment. I totally understand the sentiment. But the problem is the American political system has turned into a team sport. So if you take points away from the blue team, the Democrats, you're pretty much giving the red team a head start. And that's exactly what happened during the Clinton elections when Clinton won and Ross Perot was in there. He took votes away from the Republicans, a few away from the Democrats, but he took more from the Republicans than Clinton fucking ran away with the election. This happens. Third-party candidates are decently viable, but if they're running from the same party as one of the candidates, you're going to split the vote.
Yeah.
And while I agree with you in principle, effectively that gives Trump the presidency.
Yeah.
Which isn't a good thing. I understand wanting to rest on your laurels and be like, well, I want Bernie. This is who I want. I totally get that. But check it out. You're going to get worse than not having Bernie. You're going to get the worst possible option, apparently. Although maybe Cruz might be actually worse since he couldn't actually navigate the political system a little bit, at least. Trump, I don't think, has a shot. But he would certainly be more damaging as far as our a perceived political acumen internationally. He's certainly not good for international relations. Yeah. Let's just say that. And as much as I really don't like Hillary the person, I'm not terribly worried about Hillary the president. I'm pretty worried about Trump the president. Does that make sense?
I'd agree.
Like, I wouldn't want to hang out with either, but if one person has to do the job, it can't be Trump, right?
Yeah. I don't know. When we answered this question on Ask Hugo too, I didn't articulate this, but it's how I feel about it. And basically, I would like Bernie Sanders to be president. I think, though, he wouldn't get a lot done because even if he had a House and a Senate, majority Democrats, a lot of his policies are still considered pretty progressive, even by the standard of many older Democrats. So he wouldn't get a lot done. I think it
was hopeful. It was wishful thinking on our part. And by the way, we tried our best. I voted for him.
Yeah, and I think how you have to look at this, how I'm looking at it, is politics has never, except in the case of violent revolutions, been about huge leaps forward. It's lots of small, maybe even imperceptible changes over time. And Hillary Clinton isn't my ideal candidate, but this time, if we can get through her moderate, even in some ways right-leaning presidency, next time, 4 to 8 years from now, as more young people again get old enough to vote and more baby boomers are getting past the age where they really want to get out and go vote, and some of the older people die. Yeah, I was just going to say that. We can continue to, in the future, look for more progressive candidates who are going to do better things for social programs and shit like that.
And I know it's frustrating. It's very important to realize that the system was crafted by, we always call them the founding fathers, making them put up on this pedestal. Pretty intelligent, politically inclined dudes. They crafted the system that we have in this country to be slow and deliberate. It was on purpose.
Yeah.
And that is frustrating, and it takes usually cycles of 8 years to get real progress done. And yeah, I agree. We're worried about regressing a little bit every once in a while when we get a Republican president. But even over the course of Bush's presidency, it's not like the zeitgeist of people's thoughts went more conservative. You know what I'm saying? It's not like think about it. We voted Obama in right after Bush.
Right.
Clearly, we were leaning more left after that. And that's kind of how it happens anyway. But sometimes you got to tread water for a little while before you can swim forward again. And it kind of feels like what's going to be. Otherwise, it would have been like going from a normal swimmer to a fucking Michael Phelps if we were to elect Bernie. It would have felt like that, and other people wouldn't have been able to keep up. So I totally understand why Hugo articulated his point the way he did. But yeah, we can't go all fucking slash and burn and scorched earth on this just because Bernie's not going to win. Yeah. There will be another Bernie. There will be another progressive candidate. It will happen every election cycle. There might even be just 4 years. Because let's face it, can you imagine Trump lasting a second term? I can't imagine his approval. His approval ratings right now are garbage. Can you imagine actually having him as president long enough to warrant a second election?
Yeah, it'd be bad. And I also, if you're someone who's saying, no, I'm still not going to vote for Hillary, that's fine. I'm not telling you have to. I don't care who you vote for. Just be aware of the situation and don't just stand on your laurels for their own sake. Recognize the consequences of those actions, and if you accept that, that's great. Fine.
Yeah, it's totally, if you want to vote for Bernie, I get it. I totally get it. I would, except I don't want Trump more than I want Bernie.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just where you stand on that. And whatever it is fine. Even if you want Trump, if you're one of those people, I don't get it. But as long as you think it's the best, like that's what you genuinely think is best, then I'm fine with that. It's when people just do it because they're like, ha, fucking Trump. Woo. It's like, at least take this seriously. Like, it is important.
Frog does lifting. Jake and Hugo, what field of science would you consider your favorite?
I would probably, and this is noting that I cannot do any of this, I would say theoretical physics, because it's just so fucking, it's always cutting edge and it's always really interesting. The problem is, for me, two things. I'm certainly not smart enough or dedicated enough to get to that point, but to learn actual theoretical physics and do the math and shit. But beyond that, I'm not patient enough because, think about how long it took Higgs to get the answer on whether the Higgs boson. It took him like 30 years. I could not. That was his life's work. At least he's an old man now.
He's lucky to have lived long enough to see that come to fruition, honestly.
Exactly. And granted, we live in a new age where, 30 years ago, let's be real, he's not getting any sort of information 30 years ago. Just not happening. And now we have a lot more technology, and obviously we're coming to a fucking singularity of technology. But it's just even if I have to wait 5 years for something, that sounds fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I don't even like waiting a week to get these episodes out.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Mine is probably a split between biology, because I think evolution and stuff is interesting. All that stuff, how life came about, like why it changes over time, biological systems, very interesting. The second would be just computer sciences in general, because the technology just amazes me. Again, it's the kind of things where, like, if society was wiped out, I have no idea how, like, even a toaster works, but it's so interesting to me that, like, no one in the world could on their own build a computer. Computer technology and the technology we have now is so complex, it requires the cooperation of so many disparate studies and fields and peoples to come together to make these fucking miracles of technology. I mean, think about this.
You know, one guy in there is going to take you, he's not even going to listen to what you just said. He's going to be like, I can make a computer, I just ordered it off Amazon. No, he means all the parts, like refining the silica and all the different shit you need to make a microprocessor, and that. You can't do that.
And then also you need the programming and the people. It's just so interesting, because when I think about technology and all the technology that came to get us where we are now with computers and stuff, if you really think about it, there's a strict evolution that goes back all the way to the first time someone picked up a stone tool and made one, or used a rock, and then they improved upon it and used different techniques to make new tools, and all the way up till now when we have the amazing things we have today. It's really interesting, and I like thinking about that kind of stuff.
It is. It's really cool. Actual good question. Good job, Frog Does Lifting. You're in the running to get answered a second time.
John Doe, Waka Waka. Muppets. Ned Flanders?
What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? Like, why are you... Skip.
Kev JJ888. You guys are funny and usually very right on, but man, you sure talk a lot off topic.
I don't know what you're talking about when you try to say that we're talking off topic. Like, take for instance Diet Dr. Pepper. It has made appearances in several different episodes. I like to drink it. I don't know what flavors are in it. What kind of flavors?
There's like 23.
I don't know. Do you think cinnamon's one of them?
I think it's going to be... you got some vanilla. You got some cherry.
Certainly. But why? Okay, so cherry... This is a cherry Diet Dr. Pepper. So there's extra cherry, but do they still have the same amount of flavors?
I think they just add extra cherry. The ratio to cherry is definitely higher. I got to assume there's also some cola flavor in there.
Oh, yeah.
To give it a base.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Definitely. Do you think Trump likes Diet Dr. Pepper?
I don't know.
That might be my clincher.
I don't think Trump drinks liquid. I think Trump is full of just his own ego. He's a solid ego.
He's just one solid massive ego. No organs.
Nope.
Just like pro-Trump bumper stickers stacked on each other to fill a human sack.
Yeah. That's literally that's how they get him. They just pull him out of him and he regenerates more.
Where's the hair come from? It's still a tube. Everyone knows. It's still not real. I don't know. Do you think Hillary has a toupee?
She has...
It's been the same since the 90s.
She has a pubic wig, but I don't know about her head hair.
A pubic wig?
Yeah.
That's why the Lewinsky thing happened. Old Trill Bill is not into the pubic wigs.
No, he wants a natural bush that she could not provide.
That's why she got the wigs, to supplement for the bush he couldn't grow.
Yeah. We just cracked one of the greatest unknown mysteries of the 90s, people. Laura Lewis, I always pictured Hugo as a top and Jake as a power bottom. I don't know, is that just me?
Yes. Obviously, Hugo's the power bottom.
Yeah.
If I entered Hugo, he would rip.
Yeah.
It's not like a toughness thing. I think he could take it. I just think his anus skin is just so thin.
I know you're joking. I don't know if I've ever told you this. I actually do have a chronic internal hemorrhoids that every once in a while will flare up every couple years.
He's got all sorts of bloody buttholes.
Oh yeah. So sometimes every couple months I'll be wiping and I'll be like, oh, that's a lot of blood, to the point where it's actually dripping into the toilet and it looks like a murder happened or I performed an abortion or something on my own shit. I don't know.
Is that kind of what shitting is? An abortion?
It's a food abortion.
Also, we're saying this... Wow, Laura, I just looked at your picture. You look 12. That's... so...
Okay, 12-year-old girls who watch this channel, all 4 of you, please stop thinking about Jake penetrating me. Honestly, I don't think it's appropriate, and we might go to jail by proxy. P for Panthers, #APK. Hell yeah, Kenneth.
I was kind of hoping for a wubba-lubba-dub-dub, motherfucker!
No.
But yeah. So who doesn't know about Kenneth? Raise your hand. You raised your hand, you bitch. That's funny. So Kenneth is actually something we do on Unpop, which is a character in like the Fallout universe or one of the Bethesda games that cannot kill, and he has to be not really a good guy, more of a curmudgeon old man that refuses to resort to violence. And it's really great, and here is a link to the 5-part series of the first part, and we are continuing that series soon. It's a fan favorite, and we haven't done it in a long time because I moved away, far away from Hugo, mostly because of the Kenneth.
Shameless plug.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a shameless plug, but also I genuinely enjoy that, and we are going to do a new one, and I wanted to let as many people know as possible that it's coming out soon. Hugo's going to go on vacation and come back, and then I'm going to force him into a webcam, and then it'll all work out. Don't worry about it.
Sounds good.
Don't worry about it. And I'm not going to give away the ending of the first series, but just know that it's fantastic, and you should watch it. You should watch every episode twice. Also, we get money for this 3 times.
So thanks, everyone. That's the end of this episode of Jake Reads. You can follow Jake at his Twitter account at Bible Reloaded.
You're going to follow Hugo to his car.
And then once you do, follow me on Twitter.
Smell him.
Please.
You could follow him on Twitter, but I mean, like, and send him pictures of him near his car.
Oh, no.
Like, oh my God, who's stalking me? And then he'd get raped.
Oh.
Right in his bloody butthole. Please don't rape Hugo.
You can always.
I was serious. I'm dead serious. Please do not rape Hugo.
Yeah, please don't. I agree. Don't do that. You can also subscribe to the channel or donate to our Patreon campaign to help keep the show going. We do a once-a-month patron-only hangout, which is a little bit like this, except the comments are live, and we answer your questions and talk to you guys. We also do comics sometimes on there, just shoot the shit, talk about what's going on in the world. We've talked about politics
it's called a hangout. It's literally a hangout. You're hanging out with us. And it's real time, and we don't really have an official end time. It just kind of ends when it fizzles out.
It's at least an hour. I don't think we have one shorter than an hour. Our longest, I think, is 2.5 or so.
Yeah. So just depends. The more content you guys bring, the better it is.
Yeah.
So please, if you do Patreon, please check your messages frequently, especially next week. Starting next week, Hugo's going to be back, and then we will send you information on that. So always check at least once a week.
So, other than that, thanks everyone. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this has been Jake Reads number...
Was it bee sting penis?
Yeah,
bee sting dick? Bee sting cock?
Something like that.
Something like that. Just don't... It's bee sting genitals if you're a lady. Right on your clit. Or your labe.
Labe.